This year, Coach Moody handpicked a new coaching staff, some of whom he's worked with before. Together, they've made drastic changes to the football program, and the team's hard work is finally paying off here at practice and out on the field. Although band members and fans here at the game are enthusiastic about the new chant, not everybody shares that opinion, and some people think it's taking things a little too far. This is an example of cells before and after cancer. Lots of changes occur, and it's up to Meyer to figure out what some of those are. VCU's pep band, the Peppas, are a well-known group of musicians who are always trying to find ways to step up their game. This year, they decided to start doing a Haka war chant at the start of each VCU basketball game. That's controversial to some. Jumping from performing pop music like this last year to their new Haka war chant this year, it's clear the Peppas like to make a name for themselves. Although the change may seem like a total contrast, Peppa's band director Ryan Kapashi says a lot of thought went into the new chant.
We did extensive research to make sure that we were very culturally aware and culture sensitive, and that we performed it respectfully.
A Haka war chant is a traditional dance that was done by the Maori people of New Zealand before battle. The fact that the Peppas are doing this traditional war chant before basketball games without any cultural ties to it is causing somewhat of a stir. Although band members and fans here at the game are enthusiastic about the new chant, not everybody shares that opinion, and some people think it's taking things a little too far. August Wade, a student here at VCU, would say that the chant is inappropriate for a number of reasons.
Most prominently, it goes along with this culture we have, whereas especially Westerners, we take things that belong to other cultures and incorporate it into our culture and just beat it to death and burn it out until it's not special anymore.
Topping the news tonight, big strides in cancer research right here in Richmond. It's not every day that a student takes a spotlight, but VCU's Jeremy Myers is doing just that. Myers is currently doing cancer research that only 1 or 2 other labs in the world are pursuing. Insight's Ember Kassler is in our newsroom with the story. Good evening, Ember.
Good evening, Michelle. VCU's Massey Cancer Center is well known for its research, and with students like Meyer, it can continue to tackle the complexity of cancer. Jeremy Meyer, an MD PhD student at VCU, is gearing up to solve cancer resistance, and after a number of tries, Meyer recently received a grant totaling $123,000 to help with his research. Meyer is researching with the help of VCU biochemistry professor Dr. Andrew Larner. Dr. Larner's lab has been researching the changes in cells from normal to cancerous for roughly a decade.
So during the course of my rotations, I was very fortunate to have rotated through Dr. Larner's lab and first got me interested in this kind of field of looking at proteins that have novel functions outside of their usual arena studied.
Their focus has been on breast cancer, but some of their data suggests the information they're uncovering could be important to unraveling the mystery of other conditions such as ovarian cancer. This is an example of cells before and after cancer. Lots of changes occur, and it's up to Meyer to figure out what some of those are. Dr. Larner thinks Meyer's recent experiments are making big strides in unraveling the mystery of cancer's biology and how certain pathways lead to resistant cancers.
Well, we think we have a new pathway that regulates cell growth and the ability of cells to be transformed and become cancerous.
The grant is a 3-year grant, and Meyer hopes to make big progress during that time. Back to you, Michelle.
Thanks, Ember.
Good evening, and welcome to VCU Insight. I'm Ember Kassler.
And I'm Shanique Yates. Thanks for joining us.
During the fall and winter season, outbreaks of norovirus are common. What's shocking is that the CDC says 50% of this vomiting bug may come from your local restaurants. Insight's Brian Coles is in the newsroom with more. Good evening, Brian.
Good evening, Ember.
And that's it for this edition of VCU Insight.
Make sure to check out our website at insight.vcu.edu.
You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook under VCU Insight. Contact us with any stories you'd like to see on our show.
And if you missed our show or would like to watch it again, you can find us on YouTube at VCU Insight. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Shanique Yates.
And I'm Ember Kassler. We'll see you next time.
Yay, such a good show.
Okay, so we have some video here of Buster working at the office. Can you give us a little bit of an idea of what he does every day when he's at the office?
Yes, he sits at the front desk, usually greeting patients as they walk in the door, welcoming them to the practice. And patients, I believe, are equally as excited to see him, and he is always welcoming pets.